Yes, it's Happy Holidays, presented here by Mike Matusow, who I actually recorded at a Full Tilt Poker cash table the other night. It's a 25-50 no-limit hold'em. Mike's here with about $5,000 in his stack, but in true Mike Matusow fashion, I recorded him as he shoved that stack into a $1,500 pot, and, well, let's see the hand first so you can actually see for yourself if this was the correct shove or not. There's an early position raise here, 3 times the blind. Mike calls in middle position. Then the button calls for a 3-way pot of 525. Here comes the flop. The flop is 8-9 Jack Rainbow. These, to me, are always contentious pots. I find a lot of players love to play cards in that 9-10 Jack Queen range for straights. In my tournament videos, you can actually hear me saying more than once, someone always has Jack 10 in a multi-way pot. Early position, then checks the hand away here after the flop, and Mike decides to make a strong pot bet here now, and then the button smooth calls. He has 2-to-1 pot odds, I guess. Then the original early position raiser, I guess he just bows out something like ace queen or a low pair, something like that, whatever he had. Okay, so the pot's more than 1,500 now, and looks like a meaningless 6 on the turn. Mike Matusow then decides to shove the balance of his 4,600 plus stack in there, looking like a defensive move, I suppose, even though he only has 700-800 chips in that pot right now. Well, he pretty much gets insta-called by the big blind, and we see why. He flopped the nut straight. So, was Mike's overbet a good defensive bet here? Yes, usually, he's ahead with 2 pair, but he did get flat called on the button with a pretty good flop bet. Now, what would that player have to call in position pre-flop and then call that pretty significant flop bet? Personally, I would rule out pocket 10s, pocket jacks, anything better, because he would have likely re-raised in position there to get heads up with somebody. Could have called pre-flop with a lower pair, 2s through 6s, but certainly not that flop bet. So that leaves hands like Jack 10, as I mentioned, Jack 9, Jack 8, King 10, Queen Jack, 10-7, King Jack, Ace 8, 10-8, pocket 7s. Pocket 8s and 9s are kind of unlikely here, and of course Queen 10. Those all kind of fit into this story to me. So there's a handful of plausible hands Mike's behind here, even though 2 pair looks good on the flop. Now, I would think a value bet would be more in order here, like maybe do a pot bet again of 1,500. If he flat calls that too, you're in trouble here. Even when that brick comes on the river, you gotta think your 9-8 is pretty marginal now. Personally, I think there's other ways to go here than shoving on the turn, because, I just don't think that opponent is going to call with an ace-jack or a king-jack to that massive overbet. With a pot bet, then Mike can check the river, maybe save himself up to $3,000 here. So, I don't know. Do I have this wrong? You guys tell me what you think. Was it a Christmas gift disguised as an overbet? Should Mike have basically just folded his hand pre-flop with 5 players to act behind him? That's always a good choice. Should he have re-raised the early position raiser pre-flop to get heads up? I mean, if you're going to play 9-8, shouldn't you try and get heads up with that first guy so that somebody else is not coming in? I mean, you'll get a better handle if they actually call a 3-bet. Should he have played just the way he did to defend against potential draws? Do you agree with what he did, basically? Last question, should Mike Matusow do another Christmas dance? Hey guys, post your opinions in the comment section below, and watch for my emails, because we're going to be rewarding some prizes for the top 3 answers. Okay, take care. It's Marty Smith. Ciao. That Mike Matusow dance is courtesy of jibjab.com. They got some great holiday dances here, guys. These are great for sending out email cards. Had to give a shout out to these guys because great little fun site to send to your friends and family. Take care.